Okay, here we are. Hey, Flash Games, Emidio, nice to see you, and Mate, hello. This is nice. This is nice to see. And for some reason, there we go. I had hidden it at the top of the screen. That was my fault there. And yeah, Woof and Chevy Wood, nice to see you too. Exercium. I also Exercevenum. Chris, I feel. After some of the other names, I feel. And hello, Carlos. Good to see you. Okay, so we are diving in. We're diving into some issues and issues to tackle. Right. So I have a bunch of issues that I'd like to handle. And let's see. Okay, so we have an update on this one. Memory leak. Okay. Someone reported a memory leak issue. I couldn't reproduce. Memory leaks are very difficult because they're not always from nuxt. They might be, most of the time they're not. Aussie boy, good to see you. Exertum, I see. Okay. And Duplessis, are you Eduardo? 3 Duplessis. Okay. Right, so what are we going to do? We're going to do some things here. So I want to see... what do I want to fix? I think there's some easy things to fix. So I'm gonna do something first, just to yeah, Edward. Okay, and Frozen Spirit. Nice to see you. Goodness me, lots of folk. So I'm going to stream for about an hour, I think today, an hour and a half, just to give you fair warning. Okay, so I first want to. Okay, this seems reasonable. Yeah, there's some warning stuff. It's fair. Yeah, this is reasonable. Okay, and actually I wanted to do some work on import protection anyway. So let's do it. Okay, so in Nuxt we have an import protection unplugin, which allows guarding Nuxt against importing certain things into files where it's not allowed. And we actually probably want to implement this in other libraries as well, in Nitro. And so I would like to create to pull this out into its own library. So does anyone have an idea of a good name for an npm package for import protection? Let me know. Okay. Oops. Import protection. You can decide the name of this library. We could also have a look. Cool. Guard. Excellent. Let's try and find some package names. So the best way, of course, to test is npm JS API. Oh, I created a gist, by the way, the other day for detecting a package name. And so you just basically fetch this. And if this is a 404, then it tells you it doesn't exist. So we could just do https registry npm.org. And we're interested in, hey, Joaquin and Bobby, good to see you both. And we'll try, what should we try? Code. 'Code. 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 ' Okay, code guard could do. Could code guard do? Let's try getting a different word. So we're going to translate English to French. Go for God. That does exist, unfortunately. Oh, we're working on basically in order to fix an issue someone reported. I actually want to do something anyway, which is split out the import protection library in nuxt into a separate library. So, okay, we could go for Spanish, Guardia. Back to French. Are there other words here? I'm looking for something that basically prevents importing into from certain things into a file. So you can say like, no, this bit of nuxt isn't meant to be imported into your runtime app, for example. Sentinella, yes. Okay. Already exists. No, we tend not to for just checking that I get the status code. Yep, I'm just looking for the status code. So yeah, well, Max, I think there are maybe some things that are not happening. Oh, Custodio works. Okay, let's do it. So I have a quick little GitHub workflow to register a package name like this. And that should register it for me, hopefully. All works fine. Good afternoon, Jan. And Jericho, hi, nice to see you too. Max, I will be there if I can. Great, so we've just registered Custodio using a GitHub action. And just to confirm, Custodio, here we go. I will be there if I can. And if for whatever reason the, I'm going to be there if I can. Check with the organizer. So I'm in. I think. Yeah. Okay. Great. So this is the issue. We want to make the error messages better for import protection. So we're just going to change this to, we're going to search for first package name and change it to Custodio. This is just my template. It's quick and easy to get going. And actually we're going to make this, I think, an un.js library. So I'm just going to use un.js to start with. And I'm going to move it out, import protection into un.js Custodio. So then we're going to open up un.js Custodio. And okay, there we go. So cool. Yes, woof, exactly like that. I mean, we already have import protection in Nuxt, but I think we can make it better. And yes, disabling importing from server into the view code is a definite something that we would want to do. Particularly because we're now going to create a new shared folder. So you can put code like types and other things that you can import into both server and client. So that means that we can actually now accurately like prevent people from importing from the server, because there's another alternative for things where people, for example, might want to import code in their like types or something into their client side. So my keyboard, my keyboard is, you can see it here. So yeah, so exactly, this just aims to make that better and add sort of nuxt protection on top of it. So let's see. Cool. Right. Okay. So what are we going to do? We're going to need to write the code, and actually the code is mostly already written. So it's mostly about putting it across. We have one dependency which will be unplugin. So I'll just add that. And I think we might need rollup plugin utils as well. And let's, maybe it's plugin utils. Cool. Let's go. Okay, so we now, and let's just check that there's no updates to my template. Hey, what's up, Samaya? Nice to see you. Right, we're switching back to nuxt. And let's grab this import protection plugin here. And we're just going to stick it in here just to start with. We also, let's see, have some, what on earth? Weird. Okay, we're going to add these dependencies. Remove the nuxt dependencies. And basically refactor this so that this works in a more generic way. Okay. Right. Okay, so we're going to call this our import protection plugin. Oh, we'll call it Custodio. Oh, and we also need unenv probably. Cool. Yeah, stuff's going well. Just pulling in the final bit here, which is that in order to improve the error messages here and also add the shared alias, we do need to be able to have a better import protection plugin, and this is also going to be needed for Nitro as well. And so we don't want it to live just within nuxt. It needs to be something else. Quick, I'm going to grab my coffee. Okay, this is mug 3 of the day, so it should do some it should help me. Okay, so what we have, this is just defining some patterns. So I think we can remove that. That's all very, very Nuxt specific. Oh, we don't need escape string regex then. Maybe. Okay, so we basically want to create an unplugin, and we want to be able to, I think, do a couple of things. We probably want to have import, like include and exclude patterns. So we want to say include is going to be array of string or regexp. Exclude is going to also be an array of string or regexp. And then I think we're going to want to do, yeah, this is dank mono. I'll make it a bit bigger anyway. And then I think basically this is all very Nuxt specific. It worked for our needs, but we probably need to make this more generic. And yeah, so resolve path. Yeah, okay. And I think this is, we should resolve it from here, because we have this as a dependency of our project. And so we don't need that. And basically, I think what we need to handle is importers to exclude. Yeah. So basically, this is just, we're going to create a filter, this is why I added rollup plugin utils. And we basically have options include, options exclude. And we probably need to explicitly and we're going to rename this to Custodio plugin. Okay. These will be Custodio options. Yeah, Arc browser is lovely. I hear good things about Zen, but I tried it out and I had some issues with passkeys. So I thought I'd stick with Arc for now. And good morning, Alex. Nice to see you. We shouldn't need the root directory, right? And then basically our patterns are things that shouldn't be imported and the warning to provide. So cool. So what we want to do there is now we want to resolve load include transform include. So basically what we want to do is so basically or not importer. Cool. So we're going to return if there's nothing importing this, so it's a top level import, or if, oh no, I think we filter the importer, and we should specify that. So an array of patterns of importers to apply the import protection rules to. Not to apply the import protection rules. Explicitly do not apply. Okay, great. And then an array of patterns to warnings to patterns to prevent being imported, along with an optional warning to display. Good. Okay, very, very, very straightforward. And Tweedledjay, top of the morning to you as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is, yeah, I think this is already done there. I think, okay, so the to-do here is that we need to handle relative imports. Okay, and this is saying we need to make it relative, make imports relative, which might be, we could do that. We could do a CWD. So basically, there we go. Damien, hello. Okay, so basically, what I would like to do, where's the cache? Ah. We know this exists because we've just set it. So So what I want to do is write a test for this. Test-driven development is the way to do it, right? So we're going to want to pull in our Custodio plugin, and then I'm going to create a little a wrapper around it that lets us sort of handle this. Well, I have an unplugin that I built just recently, and I have a test file, and I might grab this. So I basically want to see if the so this is a load example, and I think we probably can do the same for a resolve ID. This is more of an end-to-end plugin, and this is more of a okay. So we want to do a couple of things. So basically, we want a sort of end-to-end test, and then we want a unit test, and we basically have some stuff here. Well, let's just do it bit by bit, right? Okay, so I want to first say that I expect if I import, okay, what are the behaviors that I want? I want to say Custodio plugin, it prevents importing a disallowed pattern. Right, that's the first and most important thing that it does. And then what I want to say some other things. It doesn't apply rule to excluded files. What else do I want it to do? I want to say, hey Q, nice to see you. Okay, it doesn't apply the rule to exclude. It correctly logs. Provides a helpful error message when importing a disallowed pattern. Okay. And that seems, those are some good starts. Okay, so what I want to, in order to do this, I have to, I guess, probably run a build. So I'm going to want this sort of full stack thing that I provided here. I think I have to export it maybe. Okay, and I'm going to need to install rollup as a dev dependency because I'm going to use that as my example. And I here have just a super quick example of what I'm going to do, which is, oh, I have to specify it, I guess. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to load a, I think maybe we want to have a, we'll do process, and then we'll have maybe code. So what we want to do is that we are going to grab back code, and then we are going to add the Custodio plugin, I guess. And oh, like that, I guess. Oh, there's a compatibility issue with rollup. Weird. Why do I have an old version of rollup? Yes, this is going to be an import protection package. Exactly. You are on the money. This is from rollup plugin utils. Weird. Oh no, it's from unbuild. It's pulling the old version of rollup in. Okay. What a pain. Anyway, it should still work, right? So let's see if we can actually run the test. Yeah, oh well, nothing's happening, right? Okay, so it prevents importing a disallowed pattern. And so what we're going to do is say const result equals await process import, I guess, read file sync from node.fs. Right, so that should work as some code. And I have to pass some options. So I'm going to say patterns equals node path. Oh, let's just try, we have to maybe pass an external, and we're going to say node path and node of this. And maybe we'll just use a different one. Okay, read file sync is imported but never used. Let's try something else. Let's not do node. Let's just do some lib and patterns. Foo bar, I guess. Will it be configurable? Like, how do you imagine that it would be configurable? So basically, we already use this in Nuxt to prevent you from importing certain things. So this is something that Nuxt would use. You would also be, of course, able to add your own plugin if you wanted. I mean, your own instance of the plugin. Okay, why is this? Oh, we probably need to. Yeah, we don't have a resolve. Okay, we have to resolve this. So let's just return the rollup, and it's basically going to return a build, I guess, which is actually what we want in this case. So we want to return a build, great, and then we want to assert some stuff on it. So results, we have I guess we want to generate. Yeah. So let's see. Const build is await rollup, and sorry, that's returning, what do they call it? A build, yeah. Const bundle, I think, is await build generate. And then we want, oh, we have to create some output options, and so we're going to say what? Oh, maybe we don't want to generate. What do we want to do? I want to yeah, I guess generate is what we want, because that's not going to necessarily, let's just try that using the default versions. Hey, Francisco, and bundle, and what do we've got output, and we have a single chunk, and then we've got some stuff. Do we have warnings and errors in there? We'll just return the bundle output. So expect result code to match inline snapshot. Okay, so we still have our thing. That's what we expect. Let's just trim it. Okay. Oh, and we should run this with a U so it always updates for me. No, exactly. You should be able to import this yourself. Woof. So okay, so it prevents. Okay, so it doesn't apply a rule to excluded files, and that's more that. Okay, so it prevents importing a disallowed pattern, and so if we say bar here, then what we should say, we should expect this not to work, and it is working. So this shouldn't happen, right? This should be resolved differently. So in our source, and I'm just going to pop that over there, and I'm going to, or maybe I should sort of leave this open. So I want to see what's not working here. So why isn't it happening? So I guess first let's just add some logging at this point and say console log importer. What am I doing? Okay, and filter importer. And what are we getting? We're getting nothing. So resolve ID is not being called. Oh, probably because external. So I think I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to let me just add some code. And so we're going to say if const libs foo and bar, and we're going to say libload, and say if if libs includes ID, then we return the ID. And then if libs includes ID, then we return export default loaded. Okay. And that should allow us to load them in. I'll drop the external. And now, hopefully, oh, and we just want to import the default. So we're going to say import thing from bar. And we probably also then want to, let's see, code is going to be import thing from foo, console log thing. Let's try that. We'll make it bar, and we'll pop it in here instead. Okay. So thing is loaded and console log thing. So this is correct, I guess, in the first instance. We don't want that to be the case. You're right, Wolf, it might be possible to configure this. Or it may be that you just install this plugin separately and use it. Like, I don't know. Would you be happy to do that? Do you feel this should be built in? Cool. So why is it not working? Because I'm expecting this to work, right? This works in nuxt. So this is saying maybe I need to put this in first, like at the very beginning. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this needs to be first. Maybe I'd need to be a bit clearer about that. Just enforcing it. Anyway. Okay, so I've got some stuff. It is preventing it now. It's throwing an error. And I need to catch that. So and I guess this might even be up here. Oops. Okay, that's fine. So now what's coming back is I'll do the code like that. And I want to say, and actually I want to trim it at source. So I just want to say the results should match inline snapshot. Okay, so it prevents importing a disallowed pattern. So we have a plugin error. So much the better. Rigora, nice to see you. Okay, so that code is fine. We actually at this point should have a as rollup plugin error. Plugin error. Do I have any kind of types on this? roll up error, maybe. Okay, so basically I would want, I'll just do this. And then I expect result dot message. Great. And that should be split out into a type, import. Okay, so this is good. All right, so this is working fine. It's throwing an error. And now I'm going to update that error, for example. That should say invalid import. There we go. Excellent. And I don't think we should skip if already warned, right? So I think we always want to throw this error. And I think, therefore, we're probably not going to use the cache at all. Cool. Because we're throwing an error. We're not just, it's not just that we're displaying an error to the console, we are throwing an error, so that this is not required. So let's add a couple more examples. So the helpful error message, so we should basically do something like this, and we are going to throw the error message, and we're going to say bar is a dangerous library and should never be used. Okay, cool. Let's try that. Great. Angelo, nice to see you. Okay, so this is working fine, right? So this is basically our library is working. And let's just refactor this a little bit. So we're basically doing a first draft, like a first. Cool. I think this is fine. Oh, relative imports, right? So it should work with relative imports. And what we want to do is we're going to process a different kind of code. So we'll say const relative const code is import thing from bar, and we are going to do that. And that's not actually right. And we want to basically handle let's change our entry. Yes. The cat really wants she wants love. So come on then. She's already had love. Come on, Qubit, I want to see your cat. Yoshi, nice to see you. Everyone's saying hi to you, Barley. Come and look at them. They're there on the computer. Right. She is a needy cat. But I mean, that's partly why we love them, right? Okay, I need to somehow confirm that it is correctly resolving the import. And I think this test here isn't right. Just a single, like that could be importing from .nuxt, for example. So that's not good enough. So, oops, why is a dictionary popping? I blame the cat. Cool. Yes, you. Oh, and Martin, thank you for your kind words. It's really nice. Ah. Okay. Now, alongside this, I actually want to test this in Nuxt and see if I can both resolve the issue and also if it meets all of our use cases, right? But I can't actually code right now. So she's guarding the keyboard and the mouse. DevTools, about compiler options. Oh, I think that's because of the latest UTSC update. I think if it's doing something about compiler options, plugins is not iterable. That's probably the latest release, which was just today, of Vue language tools. And so it's probably going to need a DevTools update. So you might want to open an issue there. I didn't realize it was related to the DevTools, but you should check that out. Or open an issue, I guess, in Vue language tools. Because I think Vue language tools has been seeming to do updates that do break things for other libraries, which are integrating deeply. Oh. Interesting. And it's only with DevTools? Interesting. Yeah, we need to figure out what that is. Okay, by the way, everybody, so see that ad on the screen. What do you think of it? Do you mind it being there? So this is Algora. This is actually the platform that I'm using to stream. And it's going out to Twitch and YouTube and so on. But one of the things that they offer is this ad. And they all seem to be like good companies like Unki and others. Do you dislike it? Do you dislike it being there? Does it get in the way? They show up every half an hour and they stay for a couple of minutes, or a minute or something like that. Because 100%, if you have a problem with it, it's not like I'll get rid of it. But if you don't have a problem with it being on screen, I'll keep it on screen because it's gone. And yeah, it doesn't interrupt the stream. And if it's a way of, anyway. So, but let me know, like you don't have to say it now, but do like message me, tell me if you have a problem with it or the size of it or anything like that. Because yeah, I don't stream. I stream because it's fun, because I like having you guys around. It's nice. I don't stream for ad revenue. Like, oh, I should show you my YouTube. I get a slight amount of revenue from YouTube. Technically, let me see. Yeah, I placed it. So like the ad, I resized. It's just an HTML page. So I put it in my overlay in the place I thought it would be least. Yeah, the YouTube revenue is hilarious. So YouTube channel dashboard, monetization, analytics. Okay, so don't tell anybody, right? My channel got these are the views. I don't actually have a lot of people on my channel. Alex's channel will be amazing. And look, I earned £3 over the last month. So there you go. That's my YouTube earnings. It's not going to allow me to between chat and the camera. So I thought about that, but then it would be very small, which might be fine. But the QR code is meant to be scannable, or otherwise it doesn't work. Yeah, Lamborghini, absolutely. Yeah. The cat still wants love. She still wants love. I don't mind giving love. But we need to figure out, okay. I bet it's slightly higher, Alex. But yeah, no, exactly. That is the one thing. Never think, oh, Alex has made it big time. All these videos, I'd like everyone sponsor Alex if you're not doing that, or hire him as a consultant or something. Honestly, Alex, the work you're doing is amazing and so valuable for nuxt and the ecosystem. I know I've probably said it to you individually. I want to say it publicly. You're making such a difference, and it's so helpful for folk. Right. Okay. So what are we doing down here? We're matching. I think we're doing too much iteration here. We should basically just do this once. So, right. So we're going to iterate over options patterns. Like this. For const pattern of options patterns, const is invalid. Const users import equals cool. Why is that not? Oh, yes, is const God. We'll say God. Oh, we'll just say pattern warning, I guess. Okay, and then here, if pattern is instant, yeah, okay. If users import, then we have a match, and we're going to do all of this stuff and set the match. And there we go. So we don't need to do any filtering or anything like that. Okay, that's a lot more. That's a lot cleaner, right? Ooh, that is very, 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 very cool. Okay, everybody catching up on the latest stuff from Deja Vu and Alex's channel. A certain TS wizard. Who could that be, I wonder? Mr. Pocock. Yes. Well, look forward to that. Right. Okay. Cool. Right. We basically need to handle the relative imports a little bit better. We've made the performance a little bit. And I think we basically just do. It's also a little bit simpler. Okay. I think we can basically say const relative import RE is, yeah, it's fair. And just basically say we need to test for that relative import behavior. Get rid of that. And we could also do this with loading, I guess, rather than resolving the ID. Because I guess the issue is we might have a situation where we, like with nuxt, where we have aliases and we need to resolve the alias. So we need everything to happen before we actually end up resolving it. So let's try loading the ID. So we basically say load include. Oh, but we don't get access to the importer, maybe? That's probably what we don't get access to the importer. So yeah, it probably has to be resolve ID. Right. Okay, this is feeling good to me. And relative imports, that's what we need to handle. So basically we want to match bar.js. Great. That's good. And okay. And it should handle absolute paths. Basically, we just need to handle this sort of CWD behavior. So basically, we have some code, and we're going to do abs sort of root bar.js, and we want to basically want to pass in is root, and now it should be excellent. Hey, Esto, nice to see you. Great, so this is all seeming to do what it needs to do. Amazing. And basically, I think what we can do actually is update the code to be a ID. I think that will just simplify our life a little bit. So we're going to do code bar oops. And this should be .bar.js. And this should disappear. And this should be root bar.js. And this should be bar, and this should be bar, and then this should just be that code. Great. Okay, so that should all still be passing. Excellent. We just simplified that a little bit. And what else do we want? This all seems fine, right? This seems to be working the way I want it to work. And so let's just quickly build it. Oops. Nope. Failed to compile. We need a module. What is that? Oh, we have preserve? What's the matter with that? Do we need a new version of TypeScript? There we go. Okay, so let's just take all of those things and good. And I guess we want to lint everything. Let's get rid of some of our issues. Confirm. Great. Okay, so yes, I am adding some tests. I've just been doing a little bit of test-driven development. And Let's see. That is not how to set it up. So we have a couple of to-dos. We need to I'll stick them in the README. So basically we want to do our docs, update playground, push to GitHub, migrate to NJS, and that feels like everything that we need to do. Cool. Okay, so let's try it in nuxt. Oh, I'm gonna take a very, very quick break. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. I am back. Okay. So where are we? We are finalizing this. So I'm just going to pack it up and do a little something I can test in nuxt. So we have this table. Great. So now we're going to go into nuxt, and we are actually just going to use this. So we have this nuxt import protections thing. And we're only using this in nuxt, so we're going to add our package as a dependency and just call it, what did we say, Custodio. Okay, so install that, and then we're just going to refactor so we use that instead of what we currently have. Cool. So we want to instead, so this import protection plugin, which we are adding here, and we're going to use a Custodio plugin instead. And we want to do the same everywhere else we're using it. Here in nuxt. And also in our test. Cool. So now what we're going to want to do, we're going to keep our nuxt import protections thing. And I'll let the cat out. Okay, so we're going to keep our nuxt import protections. This basically just generates the patterns that we want to protect against and the warning messages. So we should just be able to swap this in, change this to a CWD, we should be able to knock past that. This should be fine. So let's just test that. So test run import protection. Interesting. Oh, this is let's try that again. Interesting. Okay, that's because it doesn't, because we're now throwing an error. We're not just console logging it. Yes, Gareth. Yeah, Alex's channel is fantastic. Okay, so basically we're going to call with error is cool. And that all seems to be fine. That's good. And then let's swap again this out. So we have our import protection plugin here. Okay. Studio options. Drop modules there, and that should be fine. And then we also want to do the same in here, and in here we can just delete it because we've migrated it out. So now we drop those and we drop those three things. And then let's just run our test fixtures. And then also we can test it, like just play around with the playground and make sure that it works properly. Okay, so let's import from nuxt in the playground. Oops. So import from nuxt. What am I doing? Define nuxt config from nuxt config, and then we'll just do why? That's not great, right? Terrible error. So maybe it's not being protected. Let's just try nuxt, because that should definitely be the target of import protection. It's not doing any. That's bad. Okay, so let's try that. This is the thing that we want to do here. Let's do that to start with. Okay, so we have server API, and in this case we have test. So let's just import handler. Okay, so this should also fail. And does it fail? Import analysis. Well, that's Vite doing that. And I guess Vite is failing because we're throwing an error. Okay, so this is an issue we have. Obviously, this isn't good enough. So let's figure out how to fix that. So Okay, that's working, even though it maybe shouldn't be. I guess it's being, the type of is being stripped. We have okay, let's just import it. Yeah, for a moment it was displaying. So it's this import analysis thing that is the problem. So we had an error, so that's fine, but the Vite import analysis thing is the issue. So somehow we would want to skip that. So let's try that. Let's try skipping it. So if we basically, because that would be an hey Neurixius. This is Vite plugin inspect. Let's disable DevTools and see if that's the issue. No, it's not the issue. Now I think this was basically working fine before because we weren't making any kind of let's just very quickly make a change here. So we are going to want to, so rather than just do this error, we're going to do console error. Now that I think should fix the issue in a sense, because, okay, all of the tests passed. Let's see. Okay, so it's loading and it's giving us a warning. So that's a better dev experience because it's loading. Do we want a difference between development and build? Do we want it to hard error or not hard error? Maybe we just throw if you're building. So I'll go back and sort of use the this error again, and let's try building it, and let's see if we get a better, like if the error message is good when we're building it. Yes, that's fine. Like that's right. That's the kind of build error that we want. I think. And I think if I did type, it would be fine, right? So type handler. Oh. Yeah, so the type would not affect the type. So basically, maybe we want to do something like should we error or should we just log? So Rigora, yes, it is a change in unplugin view router. So I think you want auto routes without the slash. So just check the unplugin view router changelog or readme. Cool. Let's see. We want whether to throw an error or not. If set to false, the plugin will log an error to console instead. will be logged. Right, so basically if opts error doesn't equal false, we can actually do this at the top. So we'll say const log error equals options error equals false, console error, or that's no good. We actually have to do it per thing because of the this. Now, what's interesting, I wonder if that's going to work. Yeah, it doesn't, because it needs to be well, that's interesting. I don't think I even noticed that. That's weird. Okay, so I must have been some issue with the code. So that's good. Cool. Right. Okay, so that seems better. And let's just pack again and retry in nuxt. So we now have nuxt. We're going to install, and we are going to undo these things. And we are going to instead, where we have our import protections, I think probably in the nuxt versions, we are going to mark it as an error, but in the nitro, we are not going to. In other words, we probably want to handle the we probably want to throw an error, because the issue is Vite is running through this, whereas in nitro, I don't think we would have that scenario. So let's see. Cool. Okay, so we're getting the error straight away. And if we go in our browser and load it, we ideally should be logging this there too. So why is it not logging here? Because it feels like it should be, right? So yes, we're logging it. Oh, I see. Deval cannot stringify a function. Oh, but that's because we're logging the thing. Let's try that again. So I want to investigate why Vite isn't triggering it. So why is Vite not triggering it? And it's actually just it is triggering it, because if I log if import meta client, if I log it, it is logging it. I mean, it's logging the proxy that we inject, but it is logging it, but we're not actually seeing any messages. Or maybe we're seeing it here. We're seeing it just show twice, once for the client, once for the server. So what if I instead when we're adding our patterns, if I say, oh, I see we're not doing it separately for client and server, but we could try that. Let's just add this twice. And we'll make this is client false, server false. Okay. And then we're going to, on the server, we're going to say error true. I wonder what that does. Okay, so that is throwing our import analysis error, and this is throwing something similar. That might be because of how we're calling this error. Let me just quickly change that. So we're doing this error bind this, I guess. That's good, actually. That's much better than not displaying anything else. So I think that seems good. And we also get the error here. So what if I'm just confirm that we don't want to do the error. Yeah, exactly. It is not working well, I guess probably in Vite mode. So let's just handle it like that. So basically we're setting, yeah, that's going to be a better error message for people. Cool. I like it much better. Great. Good stuff. People feel this is a good implementation here. I mean, it does break, like your server is not going to work, but I mean, that's fine. We don't want it to work. So, oh, why is everything bumped? It's weird. Why have all my package JSONs changed? What did I run? Did I maybe run Tase? I probably ran Tase. So I don't think we need to update any of these things. Let's just remove everything. I probably meant to run it in Custodio instead of here, and I may have run it by accident. So let's just install. Hey, Lord G's. Okay, so this seems good to me. Let's just test the way. Oh, for goodness sake, that redid the entire log file. So let's just oh, because I did force, that's why I needed to force reinstall it, and I did a lot of stuff that I didn't mean to do. So I think what we want to test now is, yeah, Nitro. So here I am in the server test, and I want to import define nuxt app. No, use nuxt app from app. Right. So that's a thing, and I want to call it there. And basically, that should be an error. Oh, let's undo the client bit. And restart it. View app aliases are not allowed in server runtime. Cool. And if I hit that endpoint, well, I got an error. No, that works fine. If I hit API test, then actually it works fine as well. but it is telling me that there is an error. So that's fine, I guess. Okay. And if I try and build a project, great. Excellent. So that does everything that we want it to do. Cool. Fix allow disabling of feet. Hard error. And I just want to check the version of Rollup that I have installed. And it's being pulled down by unbuild, not by Rollup plugin utils. Okay, so that's just going to be fixed with a new version of unbuild, and it shouldn't affect the project when I actually release it. Cool. I think we're good. So let's just bump PNPM version. Hey, Stephen, fire away. Let's add some steps to here. So builder agnostic plugin to allow restricting import patterns in certain parts of your app, of your code base. And let's just give the example of how it works. So we have our test in here. We have our rollup example here. We have some options, and the options are, let's use the example from Nuxt just to make this super simple. Something like Jiten, what we're doing is we're building an import protection library that does things like stop you from importing from particular patterns from your in certain parts of your app. So we would do something like this. And Stephen, you said how to publish Vue React component library. I would use makedist if I were you. That's why I created it. So makedist allows you to publish single file components directly, so that it works in every scenario. So something like Yeah, so it publishes single file components, still as single file components, and then allows the end users project to compile them. Okay, I actually am going to have to go in just a couple of minutes and pick up my kid from school, from nursery. But let's see if we can finish this off and get this pushed to GitHub. So let's pop this in the playground like this, and we'll import rollup from rollup. And I think we have to probably add rollup as a dependency. And can I run it? No. Oh. We need to give an example. So we have source index.js. And that should run, right? Yep. And in there, we're going to say import nuxt kit. Is that going to fail? Great. So we have a playground now. So that's good. Let's add this in our description. And confirm in here. Docs, add docs, and update playground. Yes, absolutely, Rogara. Totally agree. Okay, let's push that. And we're going to push it to Daniel row to start with. Unfortunately, it is paid. I do love it though. It's great. Okay. Excellent. So we now have Daniel row Custodio, which we've just built, and we'll publish it. From Nuxt, absolutely. So here's the URL if you want to have check it out, and let's figure out why it's failing. Test types. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. If I think that was in the test, right? And that's probably failing because now we've installed rollup explicitly. So chore remove error expectation. Let's check that it still builds. Great. And let's build it. I have a publish script, yes. Oh. What? It is. It is an issue. Okay. Just so we can actually, this is nothing, no issue with the package. We're just going to run, what am I going to run? So it's the test types that's failing. And I think if I build it first, or maybe it's the, oh, for goodness sake. Nope, this works fine for Vite as well. It has a .vite, like it has a Vite plugin as well. So, what am I going to do? Right, so I've pushed it to Custodio. Is the test working? Yeah, the test is working fine. And why is it working fine? When am I testing types? I'm testing it after we build. So why is that? I did not see your question. What did you ask? Oh, how do you build a modular monolith? Use layers. Ragura, I do not know why that is the case. And I'm going to have to go in like 1 minute, 2 minutes. So I'm not going to get a chance to answer your question. I will come back to it. Message me again later, please, and I will answer it if I can. Okay, so this is fine. It was just a node modules issue. Oops, what is that? Okay, let's open this in the browser. Cool. And we've published. Great. And let's now update our config here. And push it up. Cool. So factor fix Custodio, improve error logging in import protections. Publish that branch, open a PR. And improves error logging. Cool. Great. Sorry. I must go. It has been so much fun to have you all with me today. And I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to respond to all of those things. I'm sort of like very much working against the clock. But I think we are good. We have got our first project. Ooh. I need to add a release YAML, I think, to get that to appear on. Yeah. What's a good example? chaining. Let's grab. No. Golf? Contain maybe? Okay, thank you everyone for joining me, and I will see you later. Okay, talk to you later.